In a world where people get their superpowers by their 18th birthday, 25-year-old Jen still hasn't manifested hers. She lives with her best friend Carrie, who can temporarily summon souls and allow them to take over her body, and her boyfriend Cash, who can time travel short periods into the past. After failing another job interview, Jen brings home a stray cat whom they named Jizzlord, only to discover that it's a shape-shifting man who has amnesia and struggles to readapt to human life. Soon she gets dumped by her boyfriend Luke. So Jen tries to have a rebound with Gordon, who makes people feel pleasure with just one touch. But the date ends badly. When her half-sister Andy Douglas discovers she has super strength, Jen seeks consultation from the Discovery Clinic to start her power journey but bails when she realizes it's too expensive. Instead, her friends try to bring out her powers in various ways. Meanwhile, Cash forms a vigilante group sworn to protect women. At a veterinary clinic, Dr. Dolittle has the ability to communicate with animals, but is stressed from constantly hearing their cries. Anxious, Dolittle puts on his headphones to tune them out. He soon calls Jizzlord, whom Jen brought to check if he's microchipped. Sure enough, he's tagged, and the vet finds his old owner's address. As they're about to leave, Jen attempts to pet a rabbit, but Dolittle warns her that it's racist. After getting home, Jen talks to her late dad Martin through Carrie about booking a free consultation with Discovery Clinic to see if she has powers. However, Martin knows she hasn't booked it yet, claiming she's always been a procrastinator, which Carrie agrees to. Martin tries to reassure her not to be scared, so Jen promises she'll reserve a slot as soon as she ends the call. Afterward, Cash and Carrie are about to make love when they're interrupted by his vigilante team's text notifications. Cash stops as he's anxious about a possible mission, telling Carrie they can do the deed another time. Seeing he hurt her feelings, he turns back time to take back what he said but still leaves her hanging as he's too focused on his team. Frustrated, Carrie goes to Jen's bedroom to clean it, making her roommate realize her friend hasn't been satisfied in the bedroom for quite some time. As Carrie goes over her things, Jen sees that Luke left a sock behind and sends a photo of it to the man, hoping she can see him again. She also sees Gordon's glove and tells Carrie to visit him so she can feel pleasure. However, Carrie refuses, claiming that it's cheating. When she sees Jen and the Catman about to leave, Carrie tries to get her roommate to book the consultation, but she assures her that she'll do it after they finish solving the mystery of the man's past. However, when the two reach his former owner's house, they discover that he's dead. Jizzlord worries that he killed him by running away and breaking the man's heart. Just then, he hears a dog bark and finds a Pomeranian named Tito, whom the Catman describes as evil. He suggests they steal the animal so that they can take him to Dolittle and ask about his past. At first, Jen refuses, but the man reminds her that if they don't do it, she has to go to the Discovery Clinic. With that, the pair snatch Tito and take him to the vet. Dolittle relays that Tito abhors Jizzlord and won't reveal anything about his past until they give him his dream day out. With that, the vet asks to join since he needs a break from hearing the animals' pleas. Tito wishes to go to a gentleman's club where he relishes the attention of the scantily clad women. Meanwhile, the trio enjoys drinks and illegal substances. Jen and her friend also get a private dance that they both find awkward, so they hold hands to calm themselves. Elsewhere, Cash's group tries to help a pedestrian but ends up being called creeps. A man suddenly approaches them, claiming he's been locked out of his flat and asks for help opening it. At home, Carrie is still undecided about going to Gordon's. However, she realizes she can no longer take it and heads out. At the club, the bouncers throw the trio out because the intoxicated Dolittle bothered the dancers. Meanwhile, Cash's group goes to the man's apartment building, where the leader asks Ade to open the door from the inside since he can phase through physical objects. However, Ade, who must be clothless to perform it, gets stuck midway through the wall with his backside hanging out. Gregor leaves Cash with Ade and takes the rest of their mates to a bar, where a ladies' night is happening. Later, Dolittle relays that since the pair fulfilled their end of the deal, Tito is ready to tell Jizzlord where he came from. Tito tells him that he always used to run into the Catman in an alleyway off Coburn Circus. Tito then requests they set him free because he's had enough of his sheltered life. However, as soon as they let him go, he gets hit by a car, so Dolittle takes him back to the vet clinic. Afterward, Jen and Jizzlord search for clues in an alleyway when the latter describes the bar's beer menu from memory. Jen decides they should check the establishment out and wait for the landlady to arrive. However, the Catman bails as soon as Jen goes to the restroom. Elsewhere, Carrie visits Gordon at his apartment to return his glove. She tearfully begs the man to make her feel pleasure with one touch. Pitying the woman, Gordon agrees and reaches his finger out for her to touch, but Carrie asks him to wash his hands first. Concurrently, Cash receives a radio call from Gregor asking them to converge to help some women. Determined to join the crime fighting, Cash leaves poor Ade behind. He soon arrives at Exeter Avenue and finds his teammates in a fight. Gregor begs him to use his power so they can avoid it, but Cash realizes he can't, as he can only rewind 10 seconds into the past. When one of the assailants approaches Cash, he pretends he doesn't know his teammates and ditches them. When Gordon returns after cleaning his hands, Carrie realizes she can't go through with it and apologizes. Gordon laments about his powers, but Carrie lifts his spirits by calling him a hero for trying to help her. As she leaves, another woman arrives, and Gordon agrees to help her. Carrie then finds her dejected boyfriend in a restaurant and embraces him. When Jen returns from the restroom, she discovers that Jizzlord has left. She later finds him outside their apartment and tells him that the lead was a dead end. He confides that he's afraid of discovering who he was, but Jen advises that he must accept reality even though it's hard. Jen then discloses her fear of going to the clinic and confirming her lack of powers. The two then decide to stop being afraid, face the truth, and shake hands on it. Jen then stares at the Catman for a beat as if feeling a connection with him. This is all forgotten when Luke texts her to return his sock. Before leaving, she hands her friend the house keys and says she always had a soft spot for strays. The following day, Ade is still stuck midway through the wall. Soon, Jen and Carrie are at their former high school to attend Andy's graduation. Carrie fantasizes about giving a fantastic speech as the guest alumni speaker, and imagines the cheering crowd when Jen snaps her back to reality. At the auditorium, the headmaster warns his students to refrain from using their powers on campus. Haughty that she received the Outstanding Achievement Award, Andy mocks her half-sister for never achieving anything. A woman named Susan approaches the Douglas family, and Jen's mother, Mary, pretends that her eldest daughter can read minds to impress her. However, Mary's ploy fails when Jen accidentally laughs as Susan tries to telepathically inform her that a teacher recently died. Jen's stepdad, Ian, who has the power to sense emotions, suddenly becomes aware that a nearby person is distressed. He decides to blindfold himself to sharpen his special sense and walks around to search for the person. Afterward, Jen grabs Carrie, and the two enter a utility closet to drink the liquor they stashed years ago. However, they panic upon hearing the voice of their former bully, Rebecca Baxter. When Rebecca approaches, the pair are shocked that she's now working as a teacher and has seemingly forgotten her terrible deeds. The woman explains that since she got the ability to revisit memories, she realized how horrible she was. Still, Jen doesn't buy it and demands Rebecca to give her money as compensation. As Rebecca obliges, she notices a very tense Carrie and offers to make her tea in the staff room. At their apartment, the Catman finds Cash wallowing in the bathtub. He wishes for him to move so he can get his bed back, but Cash can't get over his act of cowardice last night. Meanwhile, Jen hides in a bathroom stall to drink and smoke when she overhears Andy and her girlfriend talking. This is when she learns that Andy lied about getting into the conservatoire and that she and her girlfriend have broken up. As soon as Andy's girlfriend storms off, Jen confronts her younger sister. Andy begs her not to tell their parents, promising that she'll do anything for her. In the apartment, the shapeshifter brushes Cash's hair to cheer him up, which momentarily helps. He then asks what makes him happy, and Cash admits that he enjoys watching videos of penguins falling over. While looking for something funny to watch, the two stumble upon a viral video of the former fleeing the fight, causing him to sink further into depression. The sisters return to the auditorium and find Mary awkwardly trying to mingle with Susan. Jen then forces Andy to do their family dance, and the younger sister embarrassingly performs in front of everyone. In the staff room, Rebecca and Carrie talk about Jen. The former bully comments that Jen was an awful friend to Carrie during their school days, and to prove this, she offers to show the woman her memories. They visit Carrie's memories, and the latter realizes that Jen really did hinder her achievements, making her miss her award ceremony and ruining her graduation picture. Returning to the present, Rebecca urges Carrie to stand up for herself and stop being a pushover. At the auditorium, Jen writes Andy a speech for her to read out loud during the program. Soon, she accepts her award on stage and reluctantly recites Jen's embarrassing speech, seething when she sees her sister mocking her. Ashamed, Andy decides to revolt and taunts her older sister. Jen reveals Andy's secret in retaliation, causing her younger sister to storm off in tears. This leads Ian to realize that the distressed person he was searching for was his daughter all along. Meanwhile, Carrie is called on stage for her speech, but she is unable to speak because the Douglas family feud can be overheard in the auditorium. Realizing that Rebecca was right about Jen, an embarrassed Carrie flees the stage. While she's calming herself in the restroom, Jen walks in and complains about her situation. However, the furious Carrie confronts her best friend over her selfish behavior. Jen argues that she's had a hard life, but Carrie counters that having no powers isn't an excuse for being an awful person. The two fight and Carrie storms off, leaving Jen alone to cry in the restroom. In the next few days, the two refuse to speak with each other, leading Jizzlord to be their middleman. During breakfast, Jen finds red dots on all the objects in the flat and learns that Carrie has labeled her belongings, forbidding her from using any of them. Since she hasn't bought anything, Jen is forced to eat a red onion. Later, the Catman hands Jen a container with his blood for a DNA test, hoping it'll lead to his real identity. However, she declines to help him as she's rushing for her appointment, so the man pours his blood down the drain. Carrie sees Cash's embarrassing video and understands his emotional state. She tells him to apologize to his friend so he can make things right. At the Discovery Clinic waiting area, Jen is filling out a document when she befriends Hannah, another 25-year-old who's yet to get her powers. The assistant then hands Jen another set of forms to fill, so Hannah invites her to a nearby bar where they can finish the paperwork. There, the two bond over their lack of powers and people's disappointment in them. Meanwhile, the shapeshifter asks Carrie why she and Jen are fighting, so she shares her grievances about her best friend. Suddenly, she comes across their lewd jigsaw puzzle collection and reminisces their fond memories over it. Elsewhere, Cash meets Seb, one of his teammates, and learns that he's going to Florida to de-stress from the incident. Cash apologizes and hands him a Toblerone, but Seb realizes he wants to join him on his redemption journey. Later, Jen and Hannah spot a woman who can change her hair color. They soon see the woman in the restroom cubicle and decide to cut off her ponytail, believing she can just regenerate her hair. However, they clip off the wrong woman's hair, so they immediately run away. Jen returns to the apartment, and Carrie asks her how the consultation went. She admits that she didn't finish the paperwork, but that she met her new best friend. Jen then claims ownership of the jigsaw collection, which upsets Carrie, who refuses to let the former speak to her late father through her. Meanwhile, Cash and Seb then visit Ade so the former can apologize. After Cash sincerely expresses his feelings, Ade accepts his apology and suggests they get the group back together. The following day, the Catman hands Carrie a drawing of a dog and a hat to cheer her up. Jen then meets up with Hannah at the pub since she accidentally left her forms there last night but realizes it's still closed. Hannah reveals she plans to stop going to the clinic, and Jen decides to spend the day having fun with her. Elsewhere, Cash, Seb, and Ade visit Gregor, where the former leader forces himself to apologize. The three then discover that Gregor and Randall have formed their own group, and the former mocks them. Angered, Cash challenges Gregor to a fight but loses due to the opponent's super speed. Cash then turns back time, punches Gregor as soon as he opens the door, and invites Randall to join them. That night, Jen and Hannah are on a rooftop discussing whether they should form a group with other powerless individuals. Suddenly, Luke flies by, and Jen flirts with him, upsetting Hannah. To make it up to her friend, Jen takes Hannah with her to sneak inside the Discovery Clinic to trash the offices, including relieving herself in the lobby. All of a sudden, Hannah gains her teleportation powers. Jen is heartbroken and jealous, but Hannah assures her that things won't change between them. However, she immediately bails on her when a guard catches them. Meanwhile, Cash returns to the flat to inform Carrie that he's reformed their group, much to his girlfriend's dismay. While scrolling through social media, Jen sees Hannah hanging out with Luke. The Catman makes Jen a cup of tea to cheer her up and says Carrie wants to finish the jigsaw puzzle with her. He thinks they should make up, and Jen considers it. She then goes to Carrie and they complete the puzzle together, finally patching up their friendship. Carrie accompanies Jen to the clinic to finish her forms the following day. In an effort to become a better friend, Jen asks Carrie what's currently bothering her. Her friend admits that since Cash got back together with his vigilante group, she feels it'll ruin their relationship. Carrie then complains about the smell of the waiting room, but Jen brushes it off.
Subscribe to watch more videos like this, turn on notifications and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.